Good morning, everyone. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. Just making sure levels are okay here. Audio's not too loud. Okay, I think we're good. Take these off now. Alright, yeah. Hope everybody had a good Christmas. Santa brought them what they wanted. My wife and I decided we were going to get up early so that we could get a jump on things and get breakfast ready so that, you know, the kids would wouldn't have to wait long for breakfast once we got done with Christmas unwrapping, but they were up at 5:30. Two of the three of them at least, and we had to we don't have a very big house, so we had to put them back in the room while they waited very impatiently to come out and open their stockings. So that was my morning yesterday. And then it was a good long day, you know. Christmas Day always is, I feel, spending time with family, which is great. So yeah, it was fun. Got some board games. Got two more Christmases to go through with other family who couldn't be there on the day, so we'll see. Built a big trampoline for my kids. Took about 4 hours on Christmas Eve, and they'll probably be on it for much of the day today. Hopefully it'll keep them busy. Okay. Metroid Prime 2. I'm hoping to get some good progress done to this. I've been averaging about 2 keys. Bird o'clock. 2 keys per day. And that's usually with like some wandering around or some bugs. The other day the game froze and I lost 2 keys I got. So I'm hoping to get about 3 keys today. Okay, key bearer lore. So there's 5 there. Okay, we got that one. We got mining. We got the lagoon. We got the catacombs. Okay, soon I shall pass the final rest. My key is in place, though through my spiritual link to the others, I know where their bodies lie. I shall leave this knowledge that their last location in the light world can be known. May this knowledge, the Sky Temple, hidden keys invisible to the naked eye. The time draws near. A cool she they call the champion of Aether know that my warriors fought and died. With uncommon valor, do not look unkindly upon their failure. Okay, that's not a key. Got the reactor. Alright, so that's Cadre 1. I think we can go on to Cadre 2. Okay. It is inside me, I can feel it. It is inside me, I can feel it spreading, clawing at my will, tearing at my thoughts. It moves against my will to this cavern. Here it will end. I do not wish this. Do not want my body to become a weapon for the Ing within me. It hates. It demands obedience. I will fight to the end. I shall self-terminate before I will be a pawn of the filthy Ing. Okay, so we're looking for a cavern. Oof. That's dark. Very dark. I'll say it again. Someone needs to make a fan game about the Luminoth Ing War. Okay, cavern. Temple grounds. We did the Aegon Wastes. So... Cavern. Some cavern. Caverns. Wait, chamber. No. Storage. Storage cavern. B. So that means it's a storage cavern A. I think it's that. I'm pretty sure it's that one. Or not. Cursed Lake. Huh. Wind chamber. Guess there's only one way to find out and go there. Should be good. These things aren't super duper well hidden. Alright, we gotta get out of the bog. Some more ammo. Don't know if anyone's gonna join us today, any of the regulars, but people are probably on vacation. We're playing all the games that they got on their own live streams. I didn't get any video games yet, so this is what I'm doing. Okay, I think we got a good grasp on where we need to go. Did I just go backwards? How did that happen? Yeah, I got turned around somehow when I did my screw attack. That's weird. Sorry. Alright, so what I want to just briefly discuss today is Eamon shared a video with me that I had seen before, but it's definitely worth talking about and kind of related to other things I've mentioned in streams. But Tim Kaine, if you don't know who he is, I don't know if he's considered, I guess he's considered a legend in the industry. He was the creator of Fallout. You know, since the beginning, he was that guy. He made Fallout. So, if you want a name to someone who created your favorite series, that's Fallout's your favorite series. It's Tim Kaine. He's got a YouTube channel now, and like a few other older developers from back in the day who've been in the industry for a long time. And he was describing excuse me. He was describing what it was like working in game studios nowadays. And he told the story, and the whole premise of him, the whole reason he's telling these stories is to kind of describe what the industry is like right now in the way that workplace culture is. And so he told, the first story he told was basically back in the day, before Jira boards were a thing. A Jira board is like a workplace management software. Basically, you when I go into work, I check my Jira board, and it has things assigned to me, and that's what I'm working on today. And so he, the way he used to do it when he was a younger developer was, you walk into work, and there's items on the whiteboard with your name next to them, and that's what you're working on today. And he, instead of using a Jira board in his modern game development setting, he wanted to do that. He just was like, okay, we'll just put our name up there, and you'll come in, you'll look at your name, and you'll see what you're working on today. And he said overwhelmingly the younger developers on his team were like, no, if you put my name up there, I'm going to quit. They did not want their name on a whiteboard, signaling to everyone what they needed to do for the day. Like, they were willing to quit over that. I don't know why. I have my suspicions as to why, but it's really interesting because a Jira board is quite common in many workplace settings, and in it, like, I can access all of my coworkers' tickets. Like, I know what everyone else is working on, so if they had a Jira board going, I think it was just maybe like the public acknowledgement of this is what this person is working on. And the only reason I think someone would not want their name up there was that they didn't want anyone to know they were the ones working on something beyond, like, so easily. Like, you had to go and actually look up who worked on what to see what they were doing. So I really don't quite understand why it was such a big deal to have your name on a whiteboard, but my guess is that it was that. I've been in settings before where something goes wrong, and the boss is trying to play it nice and be like, okay, like, listen, this is a team effort. If something went really wrong with the code, it failed on multiple levels, not just the developer. But I want to know who the developer was. And usually when it comes to the point when my boss needs to know who the developer was, it's like a really big problem, and we haven't been able to fix it for some reason. No one's gotten had anything punitively done to them, because the shame of it is enough. But sometimes you need a little bit of that. Just people can look up what work I've done, and most of the time it's really helpful, because if you're the one who worked on a system, it's, even if you're like an expert developer, it's still hard sometimes to understand other people's code. So yeah, I think I would attribute not wanting your name on a board to be like, I don't want to be the one held responsible, or at least easily held responsible for any like shoddy work I might have done. Okay, hang on. Playing and talking is still difficult. Has not gotten any easier. Okay, I need to go out, transport B. Transport B. Okay, we're on the right way. Okay, so that's the first story. No one wanted their name on the board. The second one was he and his other older developer would often like tease out different aspects of the game or the story and everything like that, and they would often come to shouting, and and this I feel is most directed, most connected to what we talked about in another episode, was toxic positivity. And basically him and his other coworker who'd been in the game a long time, they would shout at each other a lot. They were best friends and they had a good working relationship, but sometimes it would come to shouting. And the lead developer would come in and be like, listen, you guys need to stop doing that. You're making everybody nervous. It feels like mom and dad are fighting, and it's hurting the culture, the workplace culture. And, you know, he had to explain to everyone, like, no, this is just what we do. We're not mad at each other. I mean, we are, but it's not something everyone needs to worry about. Anyway, that's an interesting one, and I think that one relates to the whole toxic positivity thing, where no one wants to say anything negative for fear of it harming the workplace culture. And the other one I felt was most interesting was he asked the developer to put in this simple line of code to kind of test things out, and it was like an aggression code, basically telling the enemy what to do and who to target. And now I'm lost. Hang on. Hold that thought. I'll get right back to it. I think this is the way I need to go. Is there a light crystal in here? Really? There it is? Okay, I'll finish my thought while I try to fight these guys. Yeah, so he asked one of the developers to make a simple aggression code. You know, he thought it was pretty simple. Just a line of code. Even in pseudocode, it was written pretty simply. And the developer said, I need 4 weeks for this. And he was like, why do you need 4 weeks for this? I can write this in 40 and implement it in 40 minutes. And the developer wouldn't sit there and tell him exactly why he needed 4 weeks, and the guy left angry, which I think is another issue of communication, but that's another point. Now, this one I think is the most, in my opinion as a developer, this one is the most understandable in a sense, because depending on how your system works and if the game is already in production, you want to be really, really careful when you implement any type of code, because big systems can be really, really finicky, and a simple change in one area can affect a completely different area of the code if you're not careful. So if the game was already in production, then I completely understand the caution that this dev wanted to take here. If it wasn't, then I can also sort of understand it, because you don't want to be the one to break all the systems. Okay, gotta get this. Yeah, you don't want to be the one to break all the systems and cause more work for everyone else. Also, you know, you take meetings into account, and you take other, you know, other things that can, other items in your own work queue into account. So I can sort of understand it. What I don't understand is why he wasn't willing to explain why it was going to take so long. And I think it was he was being overly cautious, which was the overall point of the video about, you know, if there's toxic positivity, there's also toxic caution that comes into play in video game development, which basically his argument was that it elongates development time and also increases the budget because it's taking longer to develop, which, you know, many people in the gaming industry complain about how these big budget games, they come out and they're not done, or they're buggy, or things like that. So, you know, I can understand why Tim Kane's frustration with modern game development is what it is. Because back in the day, you almost expected a little a certain level of, he called it jank, which is basically just like, you know, there were some bugs that needed to be worked out, but it really wasn't that big of a deal. Pretty much in any older game that you love, there's bugs or weird things NPCs say or things like that. And so his point was that, like, you can that has become something people don't like anymore, or it's not acceptable anymore. And the audience expectation has really shifted how studios develop their games and what's expected of the developers. Anyway, I thought that was kind of interesting, and I think it does reflect on both modern cultural practices in the workplace, in and out of game studios, but also, you know, some reasons why games are becoming more and more expensive, or why they are, even though there is this workplace caution, they still are released unfinished, which is kind of, I feel like that's the biggest problem. You pay for a game and it's not done. All right, let me see. All right, so the storage cavern. Where was that? This was in the Plane of Dark Worship. Oh no, wait, that's wrong. The Accursed Lake. That's the one I got. So I need to look at my lore again. Okay, Keybearer lore, Cadre 2, industrial site. The site to plunder the key. Cavern. Did I get that one? Is the purple... Sorry. Okay, so yeah, purple is the temple grounds. And so I need... let's see. Keybearer lore, Cadre 2. Okay, that's the industrial site. Alright, let's read this one. Final entry, warrior Jafimi. Their army swells, beasts and rogue machines join the ranks of the Horde, all eager to bring death to the Luminoth. The Ing sent these new additions to the industrial site to do battle with me. While they watched from safety, cowardly mongrels, my only regret in death is that I did not live to see the day of their defeat. May it come soon. Industrial site. Okay. Industrial site. Oh, that's the one I got. So there's still a cavern somewhere that I need to... Maybe it's that one. Let's see. Okay, I think I need to go that way. I need to somehow get over there. Alright, so we need to go left and follow the path all the way down. Alright. We're doing it. This area. I don't know why they programmed this in. Oh, is the door open finally? Okay, good. Okay, we're good. We're good, we're good. Spiders away. High yield explosive. This hopefully will destroy it. Yes. Finally. Time to go all the way around the ship. I believe we need to go this way. No, not that way. Yes. Yes, that way. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna go in that portal and come out here. Maybe I did. Let's do some nice multi-missile action. It's pretty cool. Alright. Making progress. Stream's going well, so I'm going to stop monitoring for a second, which is usually when the stream does not do well. Sorry, 1 second, everyone. Gotta make sure no one's freaking out. Check my messages. I like to keep a, basically, I bookmark, because I don't want this stream to be, you know, something that's just me sitting here silently playing. You know, I do like to try to have some things to talk about. I feel like it can make it easier to also clip stuff. And, you know, again, one of my whole goals is to try to increase the dialogue of gaming in general, so, you know, try to do what I can. So I have bookmarks on X or Twitter, whichever you prefer to call it, that try to bookmark, so I've got some things to discuss. And recently, this past week, Vince Zampella, if you know who he is, if you're a fan of Call of Duty, he was the original creator of it. He passed away in a car crash, which is, you know, tragic. It's sad, and, you know, I pray for him and his family as they mourn. But, you know, the impact he had on the industry Call of Duty had on the industry is it's pretty incredible, and there's very few other IPs out there that I feel could have that same level of impact. I was never a big Call of Duty fan, but I know I've had more than a few friends who've played Call of Duty a lot. When it comes to like games that have really, or singular games or genres who have really impacted the industry, you know, probably Call of Duty, Halo, for sure. I mean, obviously Mario, Zelda, Sonic. That had, well, maybe not Sonic. Sonic was probably up there for a little while until the quality of the game degraded. Yeah, there's those few game genres, or sorry, game IPs that have really impacted the industry to the point where a lot of what they do becomes like the best practice or the standard game development, intuitive design stuff that really affect all other games. Like, if you don't include these types of mechanics in your games, like, what are you doing? that kind of thing. Call of Duty is definitely one of those for first-person shooters. I would say, obviously, Metroid, Super Metroid, and Symphony of the Night are the ones that spawned the Metroidvania. That's, you know, Metroid and Castlevania combined. That's where that comes from. But yeah, these games, they have such a huge influence on the genre that they affect everything else that came after it. Before Halo came out, everyone, the game that really brought first-person shooters to the consoles was GoldenEye. It wasn't a perfect game by any means, but Nintendo figured it out enough that it really made people start to think, like, okay, what can we do with this? How can we use first-person shooter controls with a gamepad, a controller, if you will? And it really was perfected with Halo, I think. Halo, and then Call of Duty that came after it. Just like the control scheme and what you can expect from different mechanics within the game itself. Ocarina of Time popularized the Z targeting, which is still in many games. It's in this game, the Z targeting. It's in Elden Ring. It's in very, very many other games, and it really helps, you know, the player to be able to navigate in a 3D environment. It's an intuitive design game mechanic that if you don't implement it in your 3D game, like, what are you doing? Like, that's what I mean by ways in which certain games impact the game industry. I'm trying to think of another one. Mario 64 could be attributed with influencing, at least for a while, the 3D adventure game structure of having like a hub world. You know, so many adventure games had that in the N64 era, excuse me, and PS2 or PlayStation PS2, PlayStation era too. Like, you had Mario 64, you had Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, Gex, Croc, Glover. What are some other fun action-adventure games? But chances are, if you played like an adventure game, Donkey Kong 64, it had this hub world structure that helped segment the world and make it more understandable to the player and also easier to structure it for the developers. Even Ocarina of Time technically had this hub world structure, even though it was all connected. Hyrule Field was the hub world. And more recently, Metroid Prime 4 came out and it had a hub world. This game has a hub world. So pretty crazy how certain things, to quote Tim Kaine, just work. And if you do these things, your game will work. I think it just works it's not a cop-out. It's just a different way of describing it. I would say that these things are best practices because it best takes advantage of how the human mind thinks. Like, if you tell a story in a certain way or set up a world in a certain way, it makes sense to the human mind and how humans think, which is why it just works. That's, it's not random why some games succeed and some games fail. I mean, yes, you can have, that is a broad statement, and yes, you can have poor marketing or things like that, but there's reasons why Concord failed and many other games failed. And it's not just down to luck. They did a lot of things that just don't work, from like character design to character color design to story design to game mechanics that didn't differentiate itself enough from other hero shooters. There's ways to do it, and it spent $400 million, which is insane. And I would be willing to bet money that if you were to take those 3 complaints that Tim Kaine made in his video about workplace caution, you would find them in the studio that made Concord, which is escaping me right now. I don't know why, but it is. And when people innovate and then do something new in a game, like scanning, for example, in a first-person shooter, that they've discovered something that just works. And part of what excites me about game design is I want to know why, which is why I really like game design philosophy. Some people don't like it because it seems kind of impractical, but I kind of like it. I like thinking about why certain games are successful versus not successful, and if it's successful because it did stuff that just works, or if it took advantage of stuff that just works, like my continued quests to convince everyone that gacha games are a blight on humanity and cause more harm than good for the reputation of video games and to the people that play them. But I've already said all that anyway, so we'll just let that go for now. Alright, we got another key. Time to head back to the portal. Once we're on our next course. Did I miss the portal? Oh, it's up there. That's right. Are these guys? I don't know if these guys are like the moth to the flame. all that to say is that when we consider games and the impact the developers had on the industry, it's like there's a reason why these games work, and there's a certain level of of brilliance and artistic design that needs to take place in management and in those who produce the games to like put it all together in a way that works. I'll always maintain that gameplay is the most important aspect of a game. You have to start there. It has to be like your first, like, design your gameplay loop and then everything else around that. Everything should serve the gameplay loop. If it doesn't serve the gameplay loop, you're moving into territory where it's like, is this even necessary? And if you can find a way that it somehow enhances gameplay or the gameplay experience, then it's good. But if it's just there to pad out time in a way that doesn't work, then things can become disjointed. I've already went into that, so no need to rehash that. And I think I'm sitting too far away from the mic, so I'm gonna scooch a bit closer. Getting a little too comfortable. Alright, let's see. Okay, we need the lore. Actually, I'm gonna go save. We've lost too much gameplay. Too many gameplay. Already. To game freezes and game crashes and whatnot, so... Yeah, and there's also a number of videos out there that talk about, they analyze older games, and these are games from when I was a kid, even like 10 years ago. And one of the titles I saw was like it's not just nostalgia that draws people to these older games, and nostalgia is really, really powerful. Don't get me wrong, it can really blind people to critiquing games that they love. And I say this as someone who readily admits it's hard for me to critically look at Ocarina of Time because of what the game means to me. But I think I've acknowledged my own biases to the point where I can point out that there are some glaring flaws with Ocarina of Time. But it is an awesome game that has really impacted the industry. But as the point in one of those videos was to just say there was something about game design back, 10, 20, 30 years ago that just worked well. And more on that in a second. Okay, I want to figure out where to go first. Okay. Lore. Luminoth lore. I'm beginning to think I don't have all the key bearer clues. Okay, we did the industrial site. The cavern we still have to figure out. They will come to this... okay, hang on. I gotta read this one. That last hit breached my armor. The poison spreads. Though I have found the key, it is too late for me. Soon my light will fail. They know I am here. They will come to this site to plunder the key. My last stand shall be at the edge of the temple grounds. I only hope to have the strength to fight when they arrive. Did I get this one already? I wish there was a way. I wish New Game Plus and Seek the Sky were here to tell me everything I'm doing wrong. But a site. That's what I'm looking for, a site. It's not very helpful. At the edge of the temple grounds. Oh, maybe the landing site. That would make sense. Have I been there in the Dark World? I have, and it's empty, which means there's probably something there. Probably should have done this one last because you know, the temple is right there, but you know, whatever. Okay. Access C. Okay, up and to the right. And now I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, why older games why older games are better than newer games. I think on X, Mugen Lord he made a comment about it, but I can't remember his original post or his original reply or repost or whatever it was, but it between my comment and a few others, it came down to the hardware limitations at the time forced a lot of creativity. And that creativity, you know, it just worked. There's a lot of ways to cut corners in development, you know, to be clever with how things work in the game that really bring a lot of charm to the game itself. Like if you haven't watched a video on the skybox in Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, go do that because it's pretty cool. It's pretty clever how they implemented that. Basically, the sky in Ocarina of Time is just a tiny little texture box that surrounds you, and in relation to the camera, in relation to the camera and the rest of the background, its Z-axis is like before everything else, which basically means it's always the last layer, even though it's directly behind you. I know that doesn't really make sense, but basically, were you to zoom the camera out from Link in Ocarina of Time, it would very quickly become just a black background with a tiny little blue box that looks like the sky surrounding the back of Link, which is really, really cool and clever how they did that. But yeah, that kind of stuff. That's what I mean. It's, you know, it's a clever trick, and it works. And that's not to decry like photorealism. Hey, see this guy? I was just talking about you. So anyone who has a rudimentary understanding of game dev is easy to get. I don't know what my delay is now, so I'm curious as to which comment in general you're referring to. Also, has someone translated this? Does this mean anything? This stuff written on the side of Samus's ship? I'm curious. Test. Just saw it. Hopefully you're not typing because that is the delay. It's like 30 seconds delay. 16 seconds. Oh my god. So much for reducing latency. Sorry. This is going to be hard to communicate with. Man, I got low latency set up and everything on my... Okay, I handled it from the OBS end. Now I gotta handle it from the YouTube end, I guess. Okay, let's see. Christmas was good. I still got 2 more Christmases to celebrate. This family coming in. Got some board games. Didn't get any video games, but that's okay. I can always buy what I need for my stream, I guess, later. Just gotta save my pennies. Built a big trampoline for my kids. They love it. They'll be playing on it all day today. But yeah, it was good. Spent a lot of time with family. Ate some good food. It was nice. How was yours? Seeing this guy, did you hang out with fam at all? Can we get up there? Can I go in there? Oh yeah, I can't do that yet. Okay, it's good to see you, brother. Sorry, it wasn't the best Christmas. Okay, that's that's what I gathered. Thank you. You know, I kind of get that. I'm originally from Boston and I'm currently living in Texas. So being away from, you know, I was with my wife's family, but for this Christmas, but being away is difficult. So I can understand when people don't necessarily have the Christmas they really wanted. All right, I'm gonna go to that other portal. Get anything good? Come on. Saw a ton of people sharing about on X, like, I guess it's just the kind of people I follow on X. They all shared their what do you call it? All their retro devices they got, like a lot of GameCubes and sorry, why is this like this? Yeah, a lot of people really like their retro devices. I saw a lot of PSPs being given and a lot of there's a lot of older stuff. I feel like the desire for older stuff has really increased in the past few years. It was really janky. Nobody really got around doing the gift shopping until last minute. They got the bare minimum, I guess. It is busy, and shopping for gifts can take a lot of time and money, and also, like, from what I understand, money's pretty tight for very many households, myself and my household included. So I can understand that. Ooh, that's cool. Oh, wait. Fly into it. Yes. Your dad was busy being Santa this whole season? Is that a joke about your dad as Santa Claus, or was he like a Santa where people go and sit on his lap? Sorry, I often don't get jokes, and I force you guys to explain them, so... Which kills the joke, I know, but, you know, it is what it is. Guess it'll just be a feature of my live streams. you guys could keep track of how many jokes I don't get and have a running score going or something like that. Maybe I'll make a widget for it or something and put it up on my streams. Okay, this way. Oh, I forgot about this. Can I kill these things? That's really fun. That's kind of nice. At the end of the game, they give you that ability to do that after you've battled so many in. All right, where are you? You. There you are. He's a real bearded Santa doing goods. Wow, that's interesting. Charge shot kills laser eyes. That's what I thought. Well, I've never met anybody who knows someone who does the Soul Santa gig. No, I did not get all of them. I believe I've gotten just before you signed on. I was like, man, I wish New Game Plus and Seek the Sky were here to help me easily figure out if there's a way to see which keys I've gotten and which keys I have not. But I've gotten all of them in Cadre 1. Yeah, I've gotten all of them in here. Yeah, got that one. I got the one in the lagoon. Yeah. Yeah, so I got all the ones here. And maybe not this one. Oh yeah, this is just about the keys. And I'm starting to think I might have missed a key bearer lore. Because there's only 8 that I have. Unless the last one is somewhere else. Okay, so this is the one, the cavern. Alright, so hang on. Okay, so I got the site. That was the one I just got. Sky Temple Gate. Make sure you have all of Akul's clues before throwing the keys in. Okay, hang on. So yeah, I haven't gone up to the security fortress. I got the industrial site. This is the one I haven't gotten yet, the cavern. I accidentally got one. I'll go to Akul's site in a second, but I want to make sure I figure this out first. But so like there's cavern storage B and oops, sorry. Cavern storage A, but as far as I can see in the dark world, there's no. Oh, maybe yeah. Oh no, I think I got that one. Okay, we'll do it your way. Alright. Let's check the Sky Temple Gateway. Make sure you have all of Akul's keys before throwing the keys in. Okay, where's the Sky? Okay, that one. So we have to go there. In the light world or the or the dark world? Oh, dark world. Has to be dark world. Okay. Hopefully I have a little bit more time to play today, because All of my family should be asleep for a little while at least. These stupid whips. Okay, there we go. It's lock forever open. I don't remember putting that there. Okay, I have that one, okay. Do not put the keys in unless you're sure you have the clues. Got it, okay. I'm not sure I have the clues. So, hang on. Gentle G shook. Oh, I see. Okay. There were originally 10 keys. Aquila succeeded in returning the first. Got it. Okay. Alright, so... I get it. We have to match the name. Okay. G... Shook. Let's see. Hopefully I can do this quick. You know what? Let's do that. Let's do a few at a time. I have all the clues. So I can put the keys in. Gotta wait 16 seconds now because of my latency. Bird o'clock. Alright, so I'm just missing one. That's cool. Alright, just gotta go to the Sanctuary Fortress. Alright, let's do it. All the Phazon. Alright. We'll get this last key. This is what we'll do. We'll get the last key, and then we'll save it. And unfortunately, don't think I'm going to be able to play tomorrow because I'm going to visit some family. But Monday, no, maybe Sunday. We'll see. We'll see if we can do Sunday. We can finish it out and move on with our lives. Unless you know you can't be there Sunday, in which case I'll delay it to Monday. I feel like you and New Game Plus should be here for the finale. Before you leave, check the last clue. Thanos, exactly. One to go. Okay, Luminoth lore. Oh no, I think I have it, right? I can just go to... I think it's... where is it? No. It's the green one. Is it in Cadre 1? Yeah, okay. No, not the green one. It's blue. It's a blue one. Oh, okay. Also, the way this menu is structured is cool, but it's also pretty annoying. Where is it? No. Okay. It's in the works. They will wait in the works, hissing and slithering like beasts. Let them... When my war cry comes, there will be a dread. Okay, I know where that is. Alright, so we gotta get to the Sanctuary Fortress. I am gonna take a quick detour and save, though, because that'd be really sad if my game froze. So yeah, maybe what I'll do is, since I can't stream tomorrow morning, on Sunday I'll stream. I'll do another Mega Man X episode because people are still doing stuff for the holidays. And then Monday I'll stream the finale of Metroid Prime 2. If that works for people. I'd like to have you there with New Game Plus. That'd be fun to finish it out with you guys. And then hopefully by then I can get my hands on Metroid Prime 4. We can start that that journey together and see how that goes. I'm excited to start playing it, but at the same time I'm trying not to let what people said about it really like deter me in any way because you know, it's people have enjoyed it, but it's, you know, not the same, I hear. So we'll see. Oh, I could have gotten it then. Oh well. We'll just finish it off now. Not too big of a deal. Tank a few hits. We'll be okay. Definitely gonna work on getting that latency down. Use the sonic boom. Nice. Okay, let's see. Well, gotta get across there first. It's probably an easier way I could have entered, but I didn't. Whee! Oops. Wow, fail. Not the first time people have witnessed me fail things in this run. Oh goodness. Yeah, I feel like there's some like some enemy inconsistencies that are really interesting. Like some enemies do little to no damage and other enemies just they destroy you. Okay, what do we got? Let's see. Can I get up there somehow? No, this doesn't do anything. Alright, let's just get the key. I'm not doing 100%. I wonder if those are the only enemies that are in both games. Those spinning electric guys. Yes, I could have just done a screw attack. I didn't think of it. Okay. But look, I killed that thing fast. I just don't think of the screw attack. I don't know why. Just don't do it. It's not to make you angry, trust me. It's the last thing I want to do. Frankly, I'm surprised that you and New Game Plus have stuck with me for so long. Must be frustrating to watch. Oh man, I can hear my kids. They've already woken up even though they went to bed late. Alright, let's get this key. And then call it a day. Alright, the works. They're all out there yelling at each other. Probably going to wake up everyone else. The works. Worker path? No. Pulse bomb, bamboo, and scatter bamboo. Both the Harmony class drone and the Diligence class drones are reused in Prime 1. Pulse bamboo. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yep. Oh, there we go. That's it. Okay, where am I? I have to go up. Okay, I'm gonna go up and up that elevator right there. Okay. It is nice that, okay, it's nice that that takes them out. And while I'm here, I'll just, you know, do this. Might as well. Except those things are probably going to knock me down. Yep, okay. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay. Looks like I just got lucky the first time. Okay, wait for the electricity. Let's go to shock. It's nice that they give you those little red. That is, okay, good. Nice. Okay. Don't want to go that way. We need to go turn around and go up. These guys always want to fight me, but just don't got the time for it. No, not there. Excuse me. Don't want to fight you either. Alright, let's get this key. Samus's knee pads on the light suit just look vicious. Those pointy spikes just look like it could do some serious damage. Where did this take me? Oh my gosh, that's what I get for not paying attention. You don't need to say anything, okay? I get it. Just wasn't paying attention. Okay, I was supposed to go there. I went to the wrong elevator, okay? I was too distracted by the light suit knee pads. Trust me, I'm not doing it just for clips. The last thing I want is a bunch of clips of me looking dumb. Not that I need to really try to do that. This is the wrong way, right here. Oh no, I'm 16 seconds ahead of you in the future. In here, isn't it? Oh, I gotta get to the Dark World, that's why. Oh, there's a portal right there, look at that. Okay. Shoot that. Where is it? Dino Works. Hive Dino Works. Somewhere in here. Oh, was I supposed to... It's over there, right? You're supposed to go through the place you fought the Spider Guardian. Ugh. Which is... Right, okay, I get it, I get it. Yep. Yep, right there. I see it. That's silly. Okay. Let's go back. There's no way to get there. Okay, well at least we're on the same floor. Okay, let's go back to the portal. Just be careful not to go through the exit when you get there. Yeah, that'd be annoying. Okay. Check the map again. Okay, we're going out here. We got, okay, into the, okay, I see. Which one of these goes up? This one? Nope. But do that instead. Is that the right way? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna pass that up for time's sake. Pushing my luck. See, look, I remember to use it. Right at the end of the game. There we go. Okay, now just gotta be careful here not to screw everything up. Okay, am I in the right place now? Okay, I think we're good. Oh, wait, I already got this one, I think. Did I already get this one? Maybe? Wow. Yeah, I think I did. It's supposed to be right there. Huh. Yeah, I think it's, yeah. Already got that one. Yep. Is that the only one in the Sanctuary Fortress? Wow. Okay, well, that's disappointing. Okay, well, I did say you should have checked. You did. You warned me. I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming you. It's alright. I'll figure it out, okay? Maybe I'll do it off stream so I can speed things along. But why do you say we just end it there for today and we'll pick this up again on Monday, okay? Sorry, man. You're doing your best to help me, and I'm doing my best to make things more difficult than it needs to be. All right. Well, if you're on vacation, see this guy. I hope you have a good one. Um, why didn't they include a UI in the logbook? Yeah, exactly. That's another thing too. I hate doing this whole like it's cool, but it's like ugh, gosh, now I have to go through all this. Anyway, sorry for the frustrating bits. All right, we'll pick this up on Monday. Monday, I hope to get the last key and finish the game. So let's plan on that. All right. Um, all right, man. See Sky, thanks for hanging out. Everybody else, if you're tuning in, thank you. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I'll be back. Probably gonna stream on Sunday, Mega Man X, just because I want people to be around for the finale of Metroid Prime 2. And we'll finish up Metroid Prime 2 on Monday, and then we'll see if we can't start Metroid Prime 4 the following day. So take it easy, everyone.